Hello everybody, welcome back from vacation. We're going to work through lesson 6 today. We're talking about increasing and decreasing and kind of tying this into percents, which we haven't done too much. So let's start with this lesson 6, activity 6.1. This is a really good question. It's one of my favorites. I wish we were together to talk about this. We have scores from 3 different sports teams during their last 2 games, and the question is, what do we notice about their scores? What do we wonder? So we're going to take a close look here. The football team's score in game 1 was 22, and then it went up to 30. The basketball team scored 100, then they scored 108, and the baseball team scored 4, and then they scored 12. So the question is, what do you notice about those teams, about the team scores, and what do you wonder? Why don't you write down one of each of those for me? And then the question is, which team improved the most, and explain your reasoning. So I want you to write down something you noticed, something you wondered, and then your reasoning here. Which of those teams improved the most? There's no one right answer here. I want to hear what you think. So hit pause, take a couple minutes, and write down something. And we're going to go back to this question after we finish the rest of the lesson. Now, just as a reminder, I mentioned in class last time we were together that we have these important fractions that I do want you to eventually end up memorizing. Okay, they're important ones. They mean a lot to us, and they come up all the time. The unit fractions, I want you to know a half, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a tenth. Now, your book also gives you a sixth, a seventh, an eighth, a ninth, and 11th. I don't know those off the top of my head myself. You don't need to know those, but know these important ones. They're pretty easy. Half is 0.5, a third is 0.3 repeating, a fourth, a quarter is 0.25, a fifth is 0.2, and a tenth is 0.1. And then know the extensions from there. So if I give you a third as 0.333, you should recognize that if you double that, multiply it by 2, 2/3 gives you 0.666. Or if you know 1/4 is 0.25, if you double that and you get 2/4, that's 0.5, 3/4 is 0.75, 1/5 is 0.2, 2/5, twice as much as that is 0.4, 3/5 is 0.6, 4/5 is 0.8. If we know 1/10 is 0.1, we can get any of the other tenths. 2/10 is 0.2, 3/10 is 0.3, and so on. I want to talk briefly about the conversion from fractions to decimals, and then on to percents. If I tell you that I have a fraction that's 1/4, you should be able to tell me that that's 0.25. You should also be able to tell me that that is 25%. We go from a decimal to a fraction, a decimal to a percent by moving the decimal 2 places over. Okay? Any decimal to any percent, we move it 2 places. Percent literally means per 100. So we move it a tenths place, a hundredths place. We move that 2 places. If I gave you 1/3 as a fraction, you would tell me, well, that's the same as 0.333 repeating. As a percent, moving that decimal 2 places, that would be 33.3 repeating. Now, I'm not going to ask you these today, ask you anything more complicated than the ones we have in our chart in the last slide. But we should be able to go back and forth. If I told you that my percent was 60%, you should know that's 60.0%. If I want to go back and write that as a decimal, I'm going to go back 2 places, 0.60 or just 0.6. As a fraction, that's 6/10, or I could also reduce that down to 3/5. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit in this lesson about moving the decimal over back and forth. All right, and we're going to use this idea of fraction, decimal, percent conversions to answer some questions now. And we're going to use a tape diagram. If you don't like the tape diagram and you want to do this a different way, that's fine. But here's a quick, easy way to solve a problem that involves one of our common percents. Cereal box says that it now contains 20% more. Originally, it came with 18.5 ounces of cereal. How much cereal does it come with now? And you'll see that on boxes sometimes. 20% more, 30% more, 50% free. Let's see. Let's draw a quick tape diagram. Here's the original amount. The original amount is 18.5 ounces. So this says it contains 20% more, which means that our new value is going to be bigger. But what we have to think about is that 20%, how does that relate to one of our one of our fractions? We want to divide that box up. Well, 20%, if I go back to my chart, 20% is 0.2, which is 1/5. And if it's 1/5, that means my box, my rectangle here, should be divided into 5 equal parts. Have that chart ready. Maybe write down a page of notes or take a picture of it on your phone. We should be referring back and forth to these things. All right, so if our original amount is 18.5, each one of those is 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5. Now our new amount is increased by 20%. So an extra 1/5 gets added on there. Question is, if originally the box came with 18.5 ounces of cereal, well, that's this pink amount, right? 18.5 ounces. I'm going to ask myself, how much is going to go into each of those small boxes? In other words, how much is 1/5 of 18.5? Well, I can do that two ways. I can do 18.5 divided by 5. Or I could take out my calculator and divide 18.5 divided by 5 happens to be 3.7. So in each one of those little boxes of 1/5 is 3.7 ounces. And now we're adding 1/5 extra, or one of those extra 3.7s on at the end, so 20% more. So we started with 18.5 ounces of cereal. We're adding 20% more, which gives me 22.2 ounces. Guys, 22.2 ounces. How crazy is that? You know what today's date is? 2/22. Wow, that's amazing. That's coincidence, but serendipity. Beautiful discovery right there. Now what I want you to do is try this question number 2, which is the same numbers, but now we're having a coupon that lowers the price by 20%. So see if you can figure out what the new price of this shirt is if you have a coupon that lowers the price by 20%. And again, the price here is the same as the number of ounces that were in our cereal box up above, and the percent we're now decreasing by is the same as the percent from the question up above. So see if you can answer that one. This is kind of a weird, my teacher presentation might be a little different from yours. It has just a random tape diagram in here. But let me ask you this. This is looking at our original, and then our original is x, our y is longer than. Let's talk percentage here. Because this green section is divided into 4 equal sections, in the past we've done 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. We could also say that as percentages though, right? 1/4 is the same as 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. So we could say that our y is equal to x plus another 1/4 of that x, or y is equal to, that's 1x plus 1/4 x, 5/4 x. We could say y is equal to 1 1/4 of the original x, or we could say y is equal to 125%. Oh, actually, when we write the equation, we don't write that percent sign. 125% would be 1.25 times the x. And look at that, that decimal and that fraction, they match up. Okay, so fraction, decimal, percents, we should be able to go back and forth between those regular ones, the normal little ones that come up all the time. We'll talk more about how to do harder percentages later on in this chapter. In the interest of time, this video is getting kind of long. I want you to try this page on your own. Okay, you're going to match each situation to one of these particular tape diagrams. So we have tape diagram A, and we have tape diagram B. One is, looks like here's the original, getting longer by 25%. Here's the original decreasing by that amount. Okay? So pause here, try to match A, B, C, D with one of those tape diagrams. And then let's talk about, when you're done with that, drawing a tape diagram to represent these situations. And there's one here and then one more. The number of ducks living at the pond increased by 40%. So again, that 40%, we need to go back and relate to one of our fractions, one of the fractions that we know. 40% is the same as 0.40 or 0.4, which is 2/5. So when I think about drawing that tape diagram, I'm going to divide it into 5 equal sections. And then that would be my original amount. Let's call it my X. The new amount, the number of ducks living at the pond, increased by 40%. So we're going to need 2 of those extra boxes, 2 of those fifths extra to make our new amount. Okay? My pages are a little weird here. This one says the number of mosquitoes decreased by 80%. Well, let's see, 80% is 0.8, so that's 4/5. So again, I'm dividing into fifths, right? 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. Decreasing by 80% would be decreasing by 4/5, which would only leave me 1/5 left. So my original would be the whole thing, and I'm decreasing, I'm taking away this much of it, and I'm only left with this much. A decrease by 80% is the same as saying we're maintaining 20%. And we're going to end up here. This is a really interesting question. Do you agree or disagree with these statements? First one is, one employee A, gets a pay raise of 50%. Employee B gets a pay raise of 45%. So employee A gets a bigger pay raise. Do you agree with that? Write it down and explain your reasoning. And then the second question says, shirts are on sale for 20% off. You buy 2 of them. As you pay, the cashier says 20% of each shirt means 40% off the total price. Do you agree with the cashier? And remind me when we're together to tell you about my experience at Kohl's with just such a situation. I had to pull out my I'm a math teacher card to explain the math to the cashier at Kohl's once. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to do some questions and some practice problems, and that is it for Lesson 6-4.